Hello, everyone. This is William Armstrong here with a YouTube video. This is a bit of an interesting one. I made YouTube videos about a Qlink wireless tablet I got for free from Qlink Wireless during the pandemic when COVID-19 hit here in America back in 2020, right around that time. Well, the CEO of Qlink Wireless, Issa Assad, right here, Issa Assad Issa Assad is in some serious trouble. I'll read it. United States versus Issa Assad case number 24-CR 20363-RAR. I'll read it. Court assigned. This case is assigned to the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, Wilkie D. Ferguson Jr., U.S. Courthouse Courtroom 11-2 400 North Miami, stuff like that. It says their overview. Issa Assad, 51 of Southwest Ranches, Florida, and Qlink Wireless LLC of Dania Beach, Florida, pleaded guilty today to conspiracy to defraud and commit offenses against the United States in connection with a celebrated program by the Discount Service to need. Assad, Qlink CEO, also pleaded guilty to laundering money from a separate scheme to defraud a different federal program meant to aid individuals and businesses hurt by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to court records, the cases arose out of the defendant's scheme to defraud the FCC's Lifeline program. Note that Lifeline service allows you to get free talk and text and data every month, stuff like that. Lifeline makes basic communication services more affordable for low-income consumers. It provides subscribers a deep discount qualifying monthly cell phone service, broadband internet service, or bundled voice broadband packages purchased from participating telecommunications providers. The discount helps ensure that the low-income consumers can afford 21st century connectivity services and the access they provide to jobs, healthcare, and educational resources. So obviously, Qlink Wireless, I made videos on about them sending a free tablet to me before. Well, they got themselves into some deep trouble. Obviously, I, Qlink Wireless no longer does Lifeline anymore. They're powered by Stand Up Wireless, but Qlink Wireless got themselves into some deep trouble. Issa Assad is another one. Let me just simply read on the secondary tab. Well, I've got two tabs open of the same thing, but I'll read another one from the United States Attorney's Office, Southern District of Florida. Exactly what happened. Let me just pull that into view. Whoops, that's me searching Qlink Wireless. Let me change that. But this is from the Southern District of Florida, and I'm going to read it. This is a press release statement. I'll provide links to these two so y'all can read it for yourselves, but it says your nationwide telecommunications provider and its CEO pled guilty to massively defrauding federal government programs meant to aid the needy. This is on October 15th, so this is last month. It says here Miami. Issa Assad, 51 of Southwest Ranches, Florida, and Qlink Wireless LLC of Dania Beach, Florida, pleaded guilty to conspiring to defraud and commit offenses against the United States in connection with the years-long scheme to steal over 100 million from a celebrated federal program providing discounted phone service to people in need. I already read all that in the last article, but obviously I'm going to read more. You'll hear it again. Assad, Qlink CEO, also pleaded guilty to laundering money from a separate scheme to defraud a different federal program meant to aid individuals and businesses hurt by the COVID-19 pandemic. Assad and Qlink each pleaded guilty to count one to an information which charges them with conspiring to commit wire fraud and to steal government money, and also with conspiring to defraud the United States in violation of the Title 18 United States Code Section 371. Assad pleaded guilty as well as the two count of the information which charges with him with money laundering in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1957. Both defendants are also pleaded guilty to the information forfeiture allegations. U.S. District Judge Rodolfo A. Ruiz II accepted the guilty pleas and set the defendant's sentencing hearing to January 15, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Assad's plea agreement contains a joint recommendation that he serve the statutory maximum sentence of 5 years imprisonment on count one. The statutory maximum sentence on count two is 10 years imprisonment. Assad's exact sentence will be determined by the court after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. Issa Asad may be serving 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years in prison for this. Ouch. Asad and Qlink also agreed to pay jointly $109,637 and $057 in restitution to the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, no later than the time of their sentencing hearings. Asad separately agreed to pay $1,758,339.25 in restitution to the U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA, and to a forfeiture of judgment against him of at least $17,484,118 and 0 cents. $0.00. Issa Asad and his company Qlink Wireless purposely defrauded two critical federal programs helping individuals and businesses suffering financial hardship, unlawfully taking hundreds of millions of dollars for their own use and profit, while obstructing the United States' ability to help the people who, unlike the defendants, needed it, said the U.S. Attorney Mackenzie LaPointe for the Southern District of Florida. The plea agreements in this case impose extraordinary and unprecedented financial penalties as they should. They also reflect our office's commitment to ensuring that individuals who orchestrate business scams are punished personally, not just corporations. That Assad cheated two different programs meant to help people in need makes this prosecution even more imperative. We will continue to investigate and prosecute vigorously all types of fraud, whether perpetrated by individuals or businesses, and seek justice for victims of these scams. Brazen fraud schemes that prey on vulnerable populations and target federal telephone and broadband subsidy programs designed to ensure that low-income consumers can access critical telecommunication services demand the most serious punishments like the ones included in today's plea agreement, said FCC Inspector General Farah DeMillan. This result was made possible by dedicated investigators and our investment in a robust data analytics capability. The FCC OIG is committed to using all our resources and working with our outstanding law enforcement partners to investigate and hold accountable those who abuse the FCC's public subsidy programs and to protect all those who rely on them to stay connected. Stealing over 100 million of programs meant to support people in times of need is a crime against the entire nation, said Juan A. Vargas, inspectors in charge. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service, USPIS, and Miami Division. Asad and Qlink's guilty pleas send a clear message: those who cheat the government for personal gain will be held accountable. This is precisely the type of conduct the IRS, criminal investigation, and our law enforcement partners are committed to deterring, said Kareem Carter, Executive Special Agent in charge of the Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigations, CI, Washington, D.C. Field Office. These crimes are far from victimless as they have financially harmed the taxpayers and erode public trust in our government. I want to extend my gratitude to our law enforcement partners for their unwavering commitment to safeguarding the integrity of federal relief programs and ensuring that the system works for those it was designed to help. SIGPR, SIGPR is proud to have played a significant role in teaming with its law enforcement partners in exposing Qlink Wireless LLC and CEO Issa Asad for operating schemes to defraud the FCC and the SBA's federal program meant to aid individuals and businesses hurt by the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to using some of the proceeds outside the U.S., said Brian Miller, the Special Inspector General for Pandemic Recovery, SIGPR. SIGPR. According to the court records, the cases arose out of the defendant's scheme to defraud the FCC's Lifeline program. Lifeline makes basic communication services more affordable for low-income consumers. It provides subscribers a deep discount on qualifying monthly cell phone service, broadband internet service, or bundled voice broadband packages purchased from participating telecommunications providers. The discount helps ensure that low-income consumers can afford 21st century connectivity services and access to they provide to jobs, healthcare, and educational resources. I'm reading this off my screen right here on the left of me. I'm on the right of it on the video. In person, I'm looking toward my right and my laptop's to my left. During their guilty pleas today, the defendants agreed that they purposely conspired to defraud this program. specifically beginning as early as 2012 and continuing through at least 2021. Ouch. Qlink, directed by Asad, its CEO cheated the Lifeline program by making repeated false claims for reimbursement, taking and retaining Lifeline funds that it was not entitled to receive, providing false information about its Lifeline customers, and deceiving the FCC about its compliance with the program rules. Assad directed these illegal activities and conspired with others to commit the fraud. Ouch! Among other things, according to court records, the defendants engaged in multiple tricks designed to mislead the FCC about how many people were actually using Qlink's Lifeline phones and would prevent customers who did not want the phones from ending their relationship with Qlink, which would have prevented Qlink from billing the program for them. The defendants manufactured non-existent cell phone activity and engaged in coercive marketing techniques to get people to remain Qlink customers. On one occasion, for example, the defendants advised the following automated script to be played for Qlink customers. Hello, your Medicaid, food stamp, and Lifeline benefits are about to get canceled. To avoid cancellation of these benefits, press one now to indicate that you wish to remain enrolled in these government programs. Press 2 if you want to speak to a representative about your government benefits. To opt out any future calls, press 3. The defendants used this false and threatening script to coerce customers into accepting Lifeline services. In another recorded call in which a similar script was deployed, a customer who called to cancel due to a non-working cell phone asked the Qlink customer service representative, "Do you want me to throw it in the garbage?" The representative responded instead, "Just make sure you continue to use the device at least once every 30 days. Upon learning that the FCC was investigating their Lifeline billing, the defendants created and provided false records to the FCC to conceal the scam and to continue collecting reimbursement. As part of this plan, the defendants, with the help of others, simply manufactured cell phone activity on behalf of Qlink customers who were not using their cell phones. At no point did Qlink amend past Lifeline claims for customers who were not using their cell phone or return of any of their Lifeline payments. Oops, Qlink is busted. The play agreements state that a reasonable estimate of the total actual loss to the FCC that resulted from the conduct of defendants and their co-conspirators was 109,637,057. As part of his play, Assad admitted that he personally received approximately $15 million from Qlink as a result of the fraud. Meanwhile, Assad defrauded another federal government program, the Paycheck Protection Program (PPP), by making false statements about Qlink's business. Congress created the PPP program during the COVID-19 pandemic to authorize forgivable loans to small businesses for job retention and certain other expenses. Assad, in Qlink's name, executed a fraudulent scheme to obtain and keep PPP proceeds. To further the scheme, he made false statements about Qlink's business, including a false claim that Qlink's Lifeline reimbursement substantially decreased as a result of the pandemic. According to court records, Assad spent the proceeds of this PPP loan on the construction of a new home. Yikes! Over $140,000 in PPP funds were used to make donations to a local university, purchase items at a jewelry store, and to pay Assad's property taxes on his residence. Ouch! Homeland Security investigations, HSI, are also assisted with this matter. As part of the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee, PRAC, Fraud Task Force, the Special Inspector General for the Pandemic Recovery investigated the COVID-19 fraud related to this case with its other law enforcement partners. The PRAC was established to promote transparency and facilitate coordinated oversight of the federal government's COVID-19 pandemic response. The PRAC's 20-member inspectors general identified major risks at cross-program and agency boundaries to detect fraud, waste, abuse, and mismanagement in the more than $5 trillion in COVID-19 spending. Assistant U.S. Attorney Elizabeth Young, Dan Bernstein, and John Shipley are prosecuting the case. Assistant U.S. Attorneys Joshua Pastor and Sarah Kalko are handling asset forfeiture. President or former Qlink subscribers who seek more information may follow this link at this is the website right here in this article. You can barely see it, but right there is the article, the link to that information about at justice.gov. I already read that. It says here that related court documents and information may be found on the website of the District Court for the Southern District of Florida at this website or under case number 24 CR 20363. Essentially, that's what happened. Issa Assad Issa Assad is a guy who got busted. I'm trying to determine more information about Issa Asad about what he did wrong. So that link right there, I can't really get to that one, but there's related court documents at a URL right there, but that's inaccessible. But this is something I wanted to cover because Qlink Wireless has done some shady crap for so long that they got busted for it. That Issa Asad that had Qlink Wireless was caught defrauding the FCC and other things. Let me just expand my video or expand my video camera. Let me put it right here. So that's pretty much the end of this video, but I wanted to explain that Issa Asad, Qlink CEO, is busted for defrauding the FCC and the Lifeline program. He defrauded that for since 2011 to all the way to 2021. He defrauded for so long. So he's basically got the book thrown at him, and now he could be headed to prison for a long time. And Qlink Wireless no longer offers Lifeline service, except it's actually owned by Stand Up Wireless. Stand Up Wireless now owns Qlink, so now it's powered up by Stand Up Wireless. So Stand Up Wireless absorbed Qlink Wireless after that incident. This is William Armstrong signing out. Issa Assad, you take the big L in 2024 for defrauding the FCC and Lifeline's free cell phone service program, and now you're going to prison for it. Sucks to be you, Issa Assad. Sucks to be you.